Welcome to a special Great Day Live. It's a new year full of new possibilities, and we want to help you set those New Year's resolutions and conquer them. Over the next hour, we're going to introduce you to a number of local businesses that want to help you start 2023 in a positive way. Whether you have financial goals, fitness goals, or maybe you want to focus on your mental health, we've got you covered. Great Day Live starts right now. Every year, one of the top New Year's resolutions is to get your finances in order, whether it's to pay off debt, save for college, or maybe just save more in general. So that's why we're kicking off this show at Raymond James Financial. I'm with Edwin Fox, financial professional now for 23 years. And Edwin, tell me a little bit more about Raymond James and how you can help people reach their goals.
Well, let me say that Raymond James, it was started back in 1962 in St. Petersburg, Florida. It started publicly traded in 1983, and we manage about $1 trillion of assets for clients. But Raymond James, one of the most important things about Raymond James is it provides data about investing, data about saving, strategies. We have all kinds of tools that can help people budget and just figure out where they want to go by the time they get to 65.
Why is it important to start thinking about investing in this new year?
Well, one of the things, right now, as you notice, the market's been going down the past 12 months. And this is, for some people, it creates a lot of fear. But this is really creating a opportunity because we're seeing quality stocks that are now down 10%, 20% or more in value. So this is a great time to take a look at maybe some of these stocks you should add to your portfolio. And keep in mind that with inflation out there as high as it is, and you just look at the average inflation, the cost of living goes up 25% every 10 years. So this is so looking at these value opportunities to add to your portfolio will help you out when that time comes at 65.
And what do you suggest people do to prepare for inflation or to prepare for a possible recession?
Well, that's a challenge. First thing I tell everybody is take a look at that quarterly statements that comes in. Review how assets are performing. And then take a look at, are there some assets in there that maybe it's time to make a change? But again, in making these judgment decisions, I would recommend that you reach out to a financial professional and get a second opinion on what needs to be done related to your portfolio, because the economy is changing right now, and that means different companies are responding differently in this recession. But the other thing I would say also, take a look at your personal budget at home. Do a budget, see how your cash flow is going on for your home, and is there an opportunity also to pay off some debt, especially going into the holidays.
Absolutely. And so what tips would you offer somebody for investing in an uncertain stock market like we have right now?
Well, the first thing, stay calm. Don't make any rational moves, because again, what we're seeing right now, we see it every 10 to 12 years, from period to period. And again, this is a time to take a look at what opportunities are out there, looking at these stocks that have been discounted. And then the other thing I would say is that this is a time to rethink your strategy, where you're at, where you started at, and where you're going to go over the next 5 years or 10 years until the point that you get to 65.
And what's the first thing you tell people before they even start investing? Maybe they're new at this.
First thing, you need an emergency fund. You need 3 to 6 months of income put away for these circumstances that arise that you may not be prepared for. The second thing I would say is that you got to have realistic expectations. For example, let's say you select a portfolio or investment. Have an expectation of what type rate of return that you are trying to get for this investment. Maybe it's 5%, 6%, I don't know. But you got to have a realistic expectation. The other challenge is, what is your risk tolerance? Right now, with the market being going down, you got to have a lot of risk tolerance. So you want to be sure that you don't take on too much risk.
And what's the first thing people should be investing in?
Well, first thing people should be investing in, if you are working for a company and the company has a contribution plan, participate in it. Don't ignore it. Ask human resources how it works, or reach out to a financial expert, but participate in it. And then if they are doing matching, be sure you match, you get involved so that the employer will match dollars into your retirement plan.
All right, so if people want to reach out to you and connect, how can they do that?
Sure, just go to www.raymondjames.com//St. Matthew, or you can Google Edwin Fox, or you can call my office at 502-896-0084.
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Coming up after the break, we're going to take you to a business in Louisville that wants to help you block out the inside noise and be present in your everyday life. In a busy world with many responsibilities, it can be difficult to prioritize your mental health. Well, if you want to make that a goal this year, we know a place that can help. Our Nailah Spencer takes us to the Mindfulness Center in Louisville to learn everyday tips to help you stay in the moment.
Being in a new year, one conversation a lot of people are talking about is the idea of mindfulness and prioritizing their mental health. So we are here at the Mindfulness Center in Louisville, Kentucky with the founding director, Megan Bayless-Bartley. She's going to tell us all about these ideologies. So excited to be here. This room is very zen, by the way.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here with you.
Thank you. So first question, how can people be more intentional about their mental health this year?
Yes, so I have three takeaways for the audience. One would be to do a routine task differently. I love neuroscience, so anything we can do to kind of create that neuroplasticity. So if you sit at a certain seat at the table, kitchen table, sit in a new spot, the whole family can mix it up.
Okay.
If you shower from top down, go from bottom up, and that sort of a thing.
I love that. So one thing that you told me about off camera is about being curious, curiosity. How does that how can we incorporate that in our daily life?
Sure. So that would be number two takeaway would be to just be curious, to wonder, what is it I'm supposed to learn from this scenario or this situation or from this person, especially if it's a difficult situation or person, because sometimes we want to push that away as much as possible. And then the third thing is to smile and laugh as much as possible.
Really?
In any way, shape, or form that you can do that. So if you watch YouTube videos, if you watch comedians on Netflix or
TikTok,
or funny dogs doing things or whatever the thing is, but just to smile and laugh will help lift your mood.
I love that. So I want to hear more about the Mindfulness Center. Tell me about it, and how can you all help people reach those mental health goals?
Yeah, so we started originally as a therapy private practice, and now we've grown. We started in Kentucky, and we've grown to multiple states all throughout the U.S. and globally. So we offer therapy and coaching classes, online courses, retreats, and we even help organizations, corporations be more mindful.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the idea of mindfulness. I think we hear it a lot, but what does that actually mean, and how can we incorporate that into our daily lives?
Yes, well, I think there can be multiple definitions of mindfulness. I don't think it has to be a rigid one definition, but I like to think of it as awakening the autopilot. So what that means is that instead of just living on the hamster wheel and doing things the same, all day, every day, that you're aware of the present moment. And there's not necessarily a need to change the present moment. It's to be with where you're at in that moment just as it is.
I love that. That's something I definitely want to incorporate in my life more often. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So tell me, what type of services do you all offer? I know that we're in your office right now, so
Yes.
you actually see patients, right?
Yes, to see clients, and so I'm a therapist, but I also do a lot of coaching with entrepreneurs and people who are looking to live their most optimal life. So yes, therapy, coaching, classes, online courses. We have a podcast now.
Yes, let's talk about that.
Yeah, so it's the SOS podcast, and people can go online and find it on our website. But it's Rob Giltner and I just talking about our stuff and how we have shifted our stuff and how we can help other people shift themselves too. Shifting perspectives, seeing things from new perspectives, that's really what it's about.
That's amazing. So for clients that are in state or out of state, what kind of services can you offer for them? Are they able to tune in as well?
Yeah, so we have licensed professionals in multiple states, so we can offer therapy in multiple states, but we also do some coaching, and they can participate in classes conferences, the retreat. We have a Napa Valley retreat in January every year, and we've done retreats across the world. So, you know, there's all sorts of opportunities for people to
And you have
learn
two
more.
books. You have two books.
I have two books. They're on Amazon. One is a sleep book at bedtime for parents to read to kids. Really, it's about, you know, helping the parents be more calm at bedtime, which will help the kids be more calm. It came out of my need with my own daughter to help her go to bed. And then this latest one is on Amazon now called Reset, and it is 6 powerful exercises to help people focus on what works for them and release what doesn't.
Oh, I love that.
Yes.
That sounds like a great read. So if people are wanting to get connected with you or connected with the Mindfulness Center, what's the best way to do that?
So on our website, mindfulness-center.com, and I'm offering for WHAS watchers that there'll be a special page /WHAS where they can find more information about what we talked about here today. And then on social media, we are at Rainbow of Options.
Oh, I love that. Tell me about that. So that at name.
So the Rainbow of Options, in mindfulness, we try to move away from a black and white thinking, you know, that it's either or, good or bad, right or wrong, and move towards a rainbow of options, because when we have more options, we feel less stuck. And so, you know, if we choose one option and that doesn't work out, we have multiple options we can go to from there.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
One of your goals is to eat healthy and get active. Coming up, we're going to take a look at 2 businesses to keep you on the right track. Eating healthy is on top of most people's minds for the new year, but eating chicken and rice every day can get boring after a while. And luckily, there's a meal prep company just across the river to add excitement and flavor to your meals. Great Day Live reporter Elle Bottom checks out Ready, Set, Prepped.
Everyone's goals are different for 2023, but I feel like most people want a healthy lifestyle. Today I am at Ready Set Prep in New Albany, Indiana, where they have all the meal prep to make it easy and simple. I am here with Peggy with Ready Set Prep. You're the owner out here. And tell me a little bit more about your business.
So Ready Set Prep, we're kind of twofold. We're mostly known as a meal prep company, so we make ready-to-eat meals that are healthy, and busy folks can just reheat at home at their convenience. And then we also do made-to-order lunch. A lot of people don't know that we do that. Get a protein bowl, salad, wraps, stuff like that. Hot and ready.
Yeah, so it really is about convenience when you're here. And how are you helping people stay on track for this new year?
So I think we mostly just take the guesswork out of, you know, healthy eating. So all of our meals are completely transparent. So on the labels on the boxes, we list all of the ingredients, all of the allergens, you know, expiration dates, and we try to accommodate most, if not all, dietary restrictions.
And who would you say this service is specifically for?
Who isn't it for? But I'd say our main clientele are just, you know, busy folks. People that are just health-minded and just want something fast, quick, and easy.
What would you say makes you different compared to other meal prep establishments?
I think we try to give an elevated but approachable experience when it comes to meal prep. You know, my staff is composed of a lot of culinary school graduates. We've come from, you know, fine dining, high-end casual restaurant backgrounds, whereas a lot of meal prep folks, they come from a gym background, not necessarily a culinary background, which is fine. But, you know, we kind of have our shtick, so we try not to give you a chicken and rice in a box. We try to give you like a Thai chicken curry or, you know, a taco bowl, something that you may not find elsewhere.
Now, of course, we're talking all about the food, so of course I had to try some. And this is not your average chicken and rice, as you mentioned. This is very colorful, very healthy. So how do you guys get creative with your menu?
So I think the most common approach that we take is, you know, finding comfort foods that people are familiar with and then kind of putting a healthier alternative and spin to it. So they still get the nostalgia of kind of eating something relatively bad for you, but they don't feel bad while they're eating it.
So this bowl right in front of us looks like Thanksgiving. So tell me about this one.
So we do all of the healthier parts of Thanksgiving. So we do turkey or roasted turkey breast, and we do Yukon Gold mashed potatoes. And instead of whole milk, we use almond milk to kind of give it some of that creaminess, and then we roast off some Brussels sprouts and top those off with cranberries, bacon.
You have some other items here. I mean, this right here looks like a dessert.
So yes, this is our monthly protein donut. So this is a s'more protein donut. We use applesauce, oat flour. We just make the donut healthier for you.
Yeah, and is this a quesadilla right here?
It is. So anytime we do buffalo anything, people go crazy. So this is a buffalo chicken quesadilla. It's simple, but we serve it with a Greek yogurt ranch. So that's kind of another one of those like healthy modifications.
Bowls are really common. I feel like that's the most convenient way to eat things. Just throw everything in a bowl and it's going to taste good. So what are these two up front?
So this is our beet salad. So we do arugula, goat cheese, pickled red onions, 3 types of beets. So there's candy striped beets, roasted golden and red beets, and then we do a blood orange vinaigrette. All of our sauces, vinaigrettes, dressings, everything is made in-house, so we do it all from scratch.
And then what's that one?
And this one right here is a pineapple chicken curry. It's a little on the spicy side, but I think our menu is highly influenced with Asian flavors just because that's what I grew up eating, and a lot of us come from kind of Asian restaurant backgrounds too. So, and there's not a lot of that around here. So.
Yeah, it's very unique compared to other, restaurants and meal prep places in the area. So if people are interested in coming out to your location in New Albany or getting some more information, where should they go?
Sure, they can reach out to us on our social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram at Ready Set Prepped. Prepped is spelled P-R-E-P-D. And they can also call us directly at our store. Our phone number is 812-725-7720.
The YMCA has been keeping our bodies moving for years now, and Great Day Live reporter Elle Bottom had a chance to talk to them about their over 100 classes, programs, and services that they have to help you reach your fitness goals.
Is a brand new year, and fitness is certainly on the mind for everyone. Today I am here at the Republic Bank Foundation YMCA, and I have the honor of speaking with the CEO of the Greater Louisville YMCA, Steve Tarver. Now, the YMCA has been in the Louisville community for 169 years. So how do you continue to serve the community?
Well, I think our fundamental goal is just simply to help people grow in spirit, mind, and body. But the way we go about it has changed a lot. So we just kind of keep an eye on the community, the demographics, the needs, the opportunities, the challenges that face us, and the Y has a history of just kind of stepping in where a niche might be found based on our historical mission. So we have a lot of things going on here now. We're very proud of our 169th years, and we're working on our next 169 years.
Yeah, that is so important. And you guys have 10 membership branches all throughout the greater Louisville area, and you've made fitness and wellness accessible for pretty much everyone. So what classes and services do you guys have?
There are hundreds of those classes and services that go with that. And you said something very important. You said fitness and wellness. We're really shifting more to a wellness concept, more holistic. Again, spirit, mind, and body, using the WISE mission, but we really want to talk about health beyond just fitness. So when we talk about things like that, we're talking about healthy relationships, we're talking about physical activity for sure, and we're talking about accountability and social connectedness and things like that. So the YMCA here and in many other communities are focused on all of those areas right now.
Yeah, and it's not only adults that can get these services or take these classes, kids can come too. You have a kids club and some other activities, so what's all involved with that?
Well, we take care of people from the cradle to the end of life, and we're honored by that. And if you look at our facilities, you would see a lot of the faces that represent all those demographics. So we try to have things for everybody, and we try to do more than just have people come in and use our equipment and take advantage of our services. We try to build strong relationships. I serve with 1,400 staff.
Wow.
That have hearts as big as this building. I'm honored with them every day, and the fact of the matter is our feedback tells us that the way people are treated in terms of being welcoming and nurturing at the YMCA matters, and so we work at that.
That's awesome. And you do have a new deal for new members because we want that number to increase. So what is that new deal going on for the month of January?
Well, just on a technical level, it is no join fee, and come in and it's easy. And then the real heart of that, we want to offer 3 one-on-one sessions with some of our staff, and that's really the core of what we want to do. And we're very interested in people that are ready to do some changes, and our questions will revolve around what are your goals, and even more importantly, we want to talk about, okay, if you achieve that goal, what happens in your life? It's really not about the goal, it's about the impact of the goal.
What are you really looking forward to in this new year?
Well, there's a lot. I'm looking forward to more collaborative work with other members of our community. It's going to take everybody. If we're going to build a community of good health that is equitable in people's choices, the choices people make are the choices people have, and everybody in our community does not enjoy the same access to healthy choices, spiritually, mentally, and physically. I want every child in Louisville to learn to swim. That's a big deal to me. And so we've got programs, particularly during the summer, that are targeted toward lower income communities where children can learn to swim. And I've taught thousands of kids to swim. And the sparkle in their eye when they overcome their fear melts my heart.
You're just growing that opportunity for people all across the greater Louisville area. So if people are interested in, getting that membership this new year, or just learning about what the YMCA does, where should they go?
Well, there's a number of places. You mentioned 10 of them, 10 where they can just walk in and meet our staff. That'd be the top choice for me because our staff are so awesome. But in any case, they can go to our website, ymcalouisville.org, or they can call us at 502-587-YMCA, and we will direct them to whatever meets their goals. So we'll look at where they live, what's closest to them, and again, what we really want to do is we want to have that conversation about what are your goals and how does your life change if you achieve your goals. Let's join together and get that done for our community.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having us out today.
Well, thank you for being here. We're honored to be included, and we're honored to be part of the greater Louisville community.
Welcome back to Great Day Live. All hour long, we are showing you ways to start the new year on the right foot. We are here at Raymond James Financial to talk about money and, of course, the best ways to invest. I'm with Edwin Fox, a financial professional for 23 years. And Edwin, let's begin by talking about who can actually invest in the stock market.
Well, one, you must be 18 years old and have employment, either a W-2 or a 1099. And then the second thing is that if your children start working early, or our grandchildren, and they receive a 1099 or a W-2, our parent or grandparent can help start them investing. But basically 18 years old to get started.
And what is the best way to select an investment for your portfolio?
That's a great question. So often we go out and spend our money, and we never think about owning the company where we spend our money. Right now, there's companies out there just right in your face that you don't think about. Now, they got to be publicly traded, and then you got to do some research, and you can go Mr. Google and research, see if it's publicly traded. And then, if you need additional help, reach out to a financial expert to ask their opinion on, should this be a company I add to my portfolio?
What are some of the questions you should be asking as an investor, or maybe somebody that's nearing retirement?
One, how long has the company been around? Hopefully you want to select something that's been around 10 years or long. Then take a look at how the company has performed over the past 5 or 10 years. In other words, how much has the value of the stock appreciated in value? Now again, looking at that past performance is not a reflection of future results, so keep that in mind. And then the other thing you need to look at is what is the risk of this investment? Is it low risk, moderate risk, or high risk? Also, there's a service out there called Morningstar that rates investments from 1 to 5, which 5 being the highest. Then the final thing you need to take a look at is that what is the fees or expenses that are involved in putting this investment in your portfolio?
What tips would you offer for parents that are maybe hoping to start a college fund or a savings fund or something for their children? What's the best advice?
Well, I've been down that road. Both my kids went to college and are out. I would say, one, start now, because education is very expensive, okay? The second thing is do some research on what type of education, retirement, or education planning vehicle you want to use. And if you need help, again, I encourage you to reach out to an expert. Then the final thing is set up what amount you want to set aside for your child or grandchild's education monthly, or if you're going to do something annually, or let's say you decide to do something on a quarterly basis. Set those 3 goals on setting up how much money you want to set aside for your child by the time they turn 18. And keep in mind that not all kids go to college. Some kids go to trade schools. Some kids may just go out and decide they want to be a plumber. But all of education does cost.
So what advice would you give people maybe with their company they don't have a 401k, because a lot of companies don't offer that anymore? How can you still save and stay on track?
Well, that's really the time when you do need to reach out to a financial expert and let him guide you on maybe thinking about a individual retirement account, else known as an IRA, or maybe they need to look at some kind of tax-free retirement account for individuals. But at that point, I say if you don't have one, this is the time to make a phone call to a financial expert and come in and say, I don't have a retirement plan at work, but I really need one, because at some point you're going to wake up in 65 and you're going to need that retirement plan or nest egg to offset the cost of inflation as we go through life.
All right, and finally, how can people connect with you?
Sure, you can go to www.raymondjames.com/St. Matthews. You can Google my name, Edwin Fox, or you can call my office at 502-896-0084, 502-896-0084.
All right, it's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Pleasure meeting you too, and thank you.
Thank you. Coming up, we're going to take a look at a local organization and how you can get involved this year. More Great Day Live after the break. We all want to do some good in the new year, from making healthy lifestyle choices and getting into a steady routine. But why don't we do some good in our own community? Great Day Live reporter Elle Bottom stops by the Ronald McDonald House Charities of Kentuckiana to learn more about what makes their volunteers so special.
The new year here, everyone's wanting to make some new changes to their lifestyle, and I think volunteering would be a great idea. I am here at the Ronald McDonald House Charities of Kentuckiana. I'm here with Madison, which is the volunteer coordinator. And what is the Ronald McDonald House and what services do they provide?
Sure. So here at RMHCK, we provide that home away from home for families traveling to Louisville to get medical treatment for their child. And so we're actually serving more families than ever.
Wow.
And that's why we're in desperate need of volunteers. Those house volunteers actually provide that comfort daily for our families, and we're wanting volunteers here more than ever.
Yeah, that is so awesome. And you know, right now people are setting goals for the new year. So why should people think about volunteering?
So here at RMHCK, volunteers are the heartbeat of our house. They really, from making beds to baking to filling the house with donations as well, they're what helps our families actually have that comfort and that home away from home feelings, because those families here that visit us, they're not sure maybe how long they're going to be with us. Their child seeking medical care, and that can turn their world upside down.
Yeah.
So when you step into our house, we want everyone, including the volunteers and of course our families, to feel that family atmosphere, that comfort atmosphere. And when you're walking around the house, you see those little touches. Those are all provided by the volunteers. So I encourage everyone to actually reach out and volunteer in some way, and we can always find volunteer opportunities for people.
Yeah, and how long have you been with Ronald McDonald House?
So I've been the volunteer coordinator for a little over 2 years. I came right when things were a little bit different here with COVID, and now we went from serving, you know, a little bit of families, and now food is flying out of the house, donations are flying out of the house, and that's why we're in desperate need of volunteers.
Yeah, and so you've been here for 2 years. So what was the big draw for you to come and work here?
Really the mission, just realizing the history behind the house, but also what we do each day to welcome in families when they're away from home is what really drew me to RMHCK.
Yeah, and what has been, you know, a big takeaway from you, you know, working with these volunteers and seeing that outcome? What's the big draw for you?
The fact that I have volunteers from all over, you know, college students to people who are retired and just want to be out of the house. And I think it's our mission that always brings our volunteers back here and wanting to do more each day.
And, you know, what's the best way to get involved with Ronald McDonald House? Like, what's that first step?
The first step would be to check out our website. You can find our one-time volunteer opportunities like baking and cleaning on there. You can also reach out to our chef and make a meal for our families. And then those house volunteers can reach out to me directly and start that process.
Gotcha. And you know, you do have those one-time opportunities, but then you also have continuous opportunities. So what do those look like?
The most continuous opportunity where someone's on a schedule is a house volunteer. So they're doing the behind the scenes. I call them really the people who make the magic for our families. And they're doing the linens, putting those toiletries in the rooms, and also doing laundry, as well as sorting those donations that we have come in.
There are some other opportunities outside of the house, right?
Yes, so I've been reaching out to multiple schools around the area and also corporations. If they have a larger group and can't come into the house based on our restrictions, they're able to actually make holiday cards, make birthday cards, make all types of different things, as well as have a wish list drive and then drop off our donations, come see the house in a tour, and kind of still feel that mission and that heartfelt feeling that they provided.
Yeah, and you know, how can people learn more?
Really visit our website, reach out at any time. Like I said, I can always find volunteer opportunities for anyone, any ages, and we'd love to have them.
Coming up after the break, we're taking you to a new business in Louisville that mixes self-care with a little bit of networking. You don't want to miss it.
My name is Katie Hawkins, and I have worked at Z Salon for just over 18 years in our guest care department. What's really cool about working here is that I feel like we are learning skills and traits that we can carry into the rest of our lives. So I'm able to have a career in caring for people, and that's something that I've learned over time, that the person that walks in that door, whether it be staff or a guest, I get to care for them, I get to love on them, I get to make them feel seen and valued and appreciated. And understanding that that person might not have had a great day, month, year. You don't know what's going on in other people's lives, but I get the opportunity to build a relationship with our guests and our staff and get to know them and get to know those little nuggets of information about them that allows me to pour into them. And that even if they had a great day, I get to be a cherry on the top. If they've had a bad day, I can hopefully be a little light for them. It's not just a short hi, it's how are you? How can we help you today? And being able to listen and understand people and being an effective communicator in the rest of my life. If I'm on the phone, how much do we hate having to make a phone call to our cell phone company or something like that, but how to effectively communicate a conversation without the mumbo jumbo around it. It's just get to the point and be kind. You know, that's so much of it, that you need to remember to be kind in your words and in your conversation so that you can help build a relationship with somebody. You know, not to say that we're perfect, that we don't mess up, because we do, but that I'm able to also reflect on that and say, oh, we made a mistake, you know, and still care for them and have empathy and put myself in their shoes of, if I was the guest right now, how would I feel? So I get to build on my ability to have empathy. And as a consumer, when I go out into the world and I'm receiving a service, or I'm at a restaurant, it stands out to me really quickly when I have really great service, and I make sure that I let that person know, thank you so much for caring. Thank you so much for your enthusiasm. It means a lot, and I see that and I appreciate that. But on the opposite spectrum, if I see somebody that's gonna be having a bad day, I try to do my best to understand they might have something going on, to encourage them if I can. When you see how you can make someone's day, the number of people that comment on when we just open the door for them, they feel like a queen, like what a greeting. And I got to do that just by opening a door, you know? So when you see people leave feeling beautiful, when they are able to say, this is just what I needed, it kind of fills my cup that I got to fill their cup, you know, or at least be a part of it, you know? I'm not a service provider. I don't get to do the touchy-feely stuff, to do the hair and do their massage, but I get to do all the other filler stuff that still makes them feel valued and welcomed and loved on. You're always learning about other people and how they learn, how they communicate, what works best for them, and that even just yesterday, I sent a text that made perfect sense to me. It did not make sense to the other person, but it wasn't left there. There was a conversation then around it of how I could have communicated that more clearly. And not in any way a negative way, but just as a learning opportunity. So, and I'm able to take these little pieces and experiences of how to have an effective conversation and spill it into the rest of my life, whether that be my kids who need a lot of communication or my husband. You know, I'm able to help my husband who at his work, so he works for a Fortune 500 company and he's having a challenge with an employee. I can take little lessons that I've learned at our local salon and help him figure out the way to have an effective conversation at his Fortune 500 company. It doesn't matter what is your business. You're in the business of people. You're gonna have people everywhere you go. So how do we have effective conversations where I leave that person better off than when I started? In my mind, I just see the benefit that it provides me as a person. You know, it's like I've grown up here. So I don't know that I would be where I'm at if it wasn't for the salon. So it's been really a great positive experience for me.
Everyone enjoys a little self-care, but this looks different for each person. If you're looking for a little relaxation and pampering, we've got a great place for you. Our Nailah Spencer is taking us inside Eternity Wellness Center in Louisville for a look at all of the services they offer.
I'm here at Eternity Wellness Center with the owner, Christina Pohl. She's going to tell us about everything that they have to offer. So first of all, it is beautiful in here. I just love the vibe when you first walk in.
Thank you. That means a lot.
You're welcome. So let's jump right into it. Tell me about Eternity Wellness Center and how you all can help people reach their skin and body goals.
So Eternity Wellness Center is a social wellness and aesthetics club where you can hold a meeting or meet with a friend, you know, somewhere other than a coffee shop or, you know, restaurant or a bar. So you can socialize while kind of supporting your health and wellness goals.
I love that. So tell me about the services that you offer.
So we offer a variety of services. We offer IV hydration therapy, vitamin injections, lymphatic drainage support. We have an infrared sauna, and that's just our wellness services. And then we have a whole other part of our menu for aesthetic services, which cover, you know, aesthetic injectables. We do microneedling. We have a hydrofacial, a cryoskin device, much more.
Yes, you all have everything. So one thing I'm really interested about learning is the IV hydration. Tell me, what is that and how does it work?
So the IV hydration can be used in a multitude of ways. A lot of people use it for recovery, and that's what most people think of. So they think of, I have a hangover, I'm gonna get IV hydration. But you can actually use it to support your wellness and be proactive with your wellness and replace nutrients that you may be deficient in as well. So it's a way to get those nutrients in and hydration in with 100% bioavailability. So it doesn't have to pass through your gut for you to absorb it. It's right there ready for you.
So tell me, what's the importance of taking the holistic approach to our wellness journey? journeys?
So the holistic approach to me means whole person. So oftentimes people come to me with skin concerns, and it very quickly turns into us talking about environmental exposure, hydration, and nutrition. So, the skin being the largest organ of the body can really reveal a lot about your overall health and wellness. So for me, it's more than skin deep, and here we believe that healthy is beautiful and that you can, really define beauty in whatever way that you see fit.
So tell me, how can people be more intentional about feeling and looking healthier this year?
So it's been my experience that we can really, be our own best healers. We know our body best, and when we learn to listen to those whispers, before they become shouts, before our body is really asking for help, then we have an opportunity to really serve our bodies and do what's best for it. So it's my role just to help you to learn to listen to your body and to help you make a plan to help heal yourself.
And speaking of plans, I know that you all also have membership plans. So if you kind of want to do an array of services, you can do that too. Tell me, how does the memberships work?
Yeah, so we have aesthetic memberships, which basically just ensure that you are getting the best prices in town for your injectables and your skin services. And then we have wellness memberships, many levels of those, that are designed just to help keep you on track with your goals that we set together.
I love that. So if we want to get in contact with you or book, what's the best way to do that?
Our website's the best way, eternitywellnesscenter.com, and it's there that you can sign up to be on our email list, and you can just book an appointment from there as well. The best place to start is a wellness assessment if you're interested in our wellness opportunities, or you can book a free aesthetics consult on the website too if you just don't really know where to start.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being with us today.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, whatever your goals are in the new year, the entire team at Great Day Live wants to wish you all kinds of success in 2023. A special thank you to all the businesses that were featured in this show and for the great work that they are doing to help you achieve your goals. And finally, be sure to tune in all month long as we continue to find ways to help keep you on track in the new year.